Hello and welcome to the final video of the decade, the final one of the year, and what was the penultimate purchase of 2019. Now, if by any chance you're American and you stumbled across this latest video, what I'm about to say will come as a massive surprise. But the purchase of this 1997 Toyota Camry V6 is the realization of a dream. I've known this car for nearly a decade. It was in the village where my sister lives, and I've known it's been there. Every time I walk in the dogs or something, I've seen it parked outside this large bungalow in Dorset, and I always said to my sister, if it ever comes up for sale, you must tell me. And she did the honourable thing and told Jim, the owner, that I was interested. So really bad timing actually, on just coming up to Christmas, and given the fact that I just bought a Safran as well. But it came up for sale at the beginning of December. Reason being, his family, the old guy's family, had told him to buy something newer and more sensible and cheaper to run. So he traded it in, or was going to trade it in, for a Lexus IS, a 5-year-old Lexus IS, because he couldn't stand the thought of buying a crossover. So he's one of us. And so the chances are, I'm not going to say like the Safran, it would have been scrapped, but it would have been lost into the dealer network. And you know what I think would have happened to this? I think it would have been unceremoniously stripped of its engine for an engine transplant into an MR2, and then the rest of it would have been sent off to the big Camry scrapyard in the sky. The other thing I'm going to say, which will come as a surprise to American viewers, is the fact that these things are very, very unpopular in the UK. Seriously, you've got more chance of hearing a reason or reading a reasoned debate about Brexit on Twitter than you have seeing a Camry on the road in the UK. In the year before this generation was introduced, in 1996, so in 1995, they sold 735 of these things in the UK. Seriously, you could go into a Walmart store, come out, and in the car park there'd be more than that in America. These things are everywhere in America. I think at the time of this introduction, I like pointing at it. You know, it's like the Alan Sugar point. When this was introduced, I've lost my train of thought now. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, the Camry was the third biggest selling car in America. Before the introduction of sort of the crossover craze, these things were the choice of soccer mums and dads, and anyone travelling long distances in America, they sort of got behind the wheel of a Camry. These things out there are really popular. So, and it's same in Australia, and I think the same in Canada as well. So people in more civilised parts of the world know what they're doing. They know what cars to buy. And I've always wanted a Toyota Camry V6. For some reason, I love the styling. I don't know why. It's weird. Anyone knows me will know I'm weird, but I just love the look of these things. I've always loved the kind of quasi-American Japanese styling, actually. I think it works. So what can I tell you about this one? Well, it's a two-owner car. The first guy who owned it bought it in Scotland, hence the Scottish registration plate. For the benefit of people from overseas, the S in the middle here is a Scottish plate. Maybe I should do a video on how our number plates work if there's any interest. Probably not. Maybe there's 2 or 3 of us who might be interested. This isn't the original number plate. It was sold 3 years... Well, the guy bought it new in 1997. 3 years later, he sold it. He was using it to go up and down between Inverness and Dorset, which must have cost him an absolute bomb. Officially, these things do 24 to the gallon. Unofficially, you're looking at late teens. These things aren't cheap to run. Hence why they're not very popular in the UK. But yeah, it got sold second-hand by, I think that's a Citroen dealer. We'll come on to why I think that in a minute, but I think that's a Citroen dealer in, near Dorchester. So those are not the original plates, but they are pretty much, well, they were put on at the turn of the millennium. It's not mint, and actually, weirdly, the Safran is in better condition than this, which I'll come on to in a separate video. But the guy who owned it before, Jim, he waxed it every month. So it has got a layer of wax on it, although the paintwork isn't the best. It's never missed an MOT, and it's never missed a service. And it had its timing belt done in May of this year. The last bill on this car was 650 quid, which is nearly twice how much I paid for this car. And actually, with the benefit of hindsight, I reckon that could have been too much, given the cost of the Safran. But hey, I've got it now, and I'm delighted with it, which we'll come on to in a minute. But yeah, I love it. I love this car. So it's the V6, so top of the range. So it had every single option on it, every single extra you could get at the time, which we'll come on to when we get inside. Lots of mud around here. So I want to, again, as I did with the last video, I wanted to show it to you as purchased. So this is as I bought it. all I've done is washed it this morning. So I wanted to show you, the lucky viewer, why I drove the Clio, the misbehaving Clio, up to Dorset to pick this up. We'll come on to the Clio in a separate video. But yeah, when the call came in that he was going to sell it, I had to jump, even though Christmas is a really bad time of year, and with the benefit of knowing about the Safran as well, couldn't have come at a worse time. So I am basically skint. It's lucky the kids got any presents for Christmas, and it's lucky they got to eat some food, because yeah, it was touch and go. So it has got a tow bar, only used to tow a trailer of logs, so nothing too strenuous, no caravans. The guy's German, so he used it to go to Germany at least once a year, because he said he enjoyed the speed on the autobahn, so he's one of us. And I tell you what, it is quick. Officially, it's 0 to 60 in 9 seconds, but unofficially it feels much, much quicker than that. Much, much quicker. Okay, let's jump inside, because I know you're desperate to see inside this. Well, if you're American, you'll be used to it. You probably sat in one of these. Your next door neighbour's probably got one. You probably own one yourself. But anyway, this is a rare sight in the UK. As you can see, I've done it again. Look, the steering wheel's in the wrong place. Oh, that's a very American sound. Here we go. Let's put that straight. Okay, is that straight? Is that better? Does that please people? Yeah, that's better. It's very beige in here. Very, very beige. But very lovely. There's so much light. The light just floods in, and of course it reflects off the beige. It's lovely. I absolutely love the interior. You wouldn't know this on 134,000 miles. You know, there's a little bit of wear on the bolster there, bit of a mark there, but it's such a good condition inside. No, again, like the Safran, no squeaks, no rattles, no creaks. This was a properly put together car, which is part of the reason why I wanted to experience one. And the other thing, I have a weird fascination, I have a weird love of Japanese interiors of the 1990s. I just love the way they're put together. I like the way, the simplicity of the design, and just the way it's all laid out. I just love the way, and again, this is going to sound really weird, but I love the way this is all inset into the dashboard so neatly. Weirdly, that's kind of raising up there. That's almost obligatory on a Toyota Camry in the UK, or on any Toyota in the UK, National Trust sticker. They come as standard when you buy a Toyota new. Again, simple dials, nice and clearly laid out. I haven't cleaned it yet, as you can see. So again, this is untouched by me. I haven't got through to the cleaning stage yet. So standard equipment on the V6, the 188 horsepower V6, by the way, which doesn't seem like a lot in today's market, but it was. So radio cassette, CD player, proper climate control. So I should fire that up so you can see the magic lights in action. I do realise I forgot to fire up the Safran, so I do apologise for that. I'll do it in a separate video. But yeah, proper American style climate control. You can check the outside temperature, 6 degrees. No wonder my hands are cold. Automatic box, which just goes with the territory on this thing. What else? Oh, sunglasses holder, almost obligatory. Sunroof, which doesn't leak, although the boot does. Another story for everything that's wrong with this car. Little things that pull across to keep the sun out. And the weird thing is, okay, so how many times have I said weird? Sorry, but maybe I'm saying less this time, because I realised that I said nearly 200 times in that last video, so I apologise for that. But these are so well built, and they feel beautiful to touch. Again, I do say some stupid things in these videos, but that's how I'm just going to say now how it is. Electric windows, electric mirrors, not heated seats, but they are electric. Electric heats, electric seats. Another thing I've got to do is just work on my speech. I think I can write better than, well, that's debatable, but I think I can write better than I can talk. I like this. Would you, any prizes for guessing what this is for? It actually fits a smartphone, a large smartphone this day and age, but I don't think Toyota had that much forward thinking. It's a tissue holder. So if you get really excited about driving a V6 Camry, you can reach for the tissues. I kid you not, that is a tissue holder. Little cup holders, because this is American, so big enough probably for a supersized Coke or milkshake. It hasn't been cleaned in there yet. Jim looked after the outside, but not necessarily. Well, he did look at the inside, but he didn't go to Kim and Aggie style. You have to Google that if you're from America. Kim and Aggie style cleaning regimes. Big bucket there, probably for your fries if you're in America, or your ice. Put your ice in there to keep your drinks cool. Cruise control. Did I say cruise control? That was standard on the V6, and it does work. This is Japanese, so of course it works. Jumping into the back. This is almost one cut, this video. Let's hope this goes well. So jumping into the back. Electric windows. So whereas Safran children had to keep fit with the handle, look at that. That's an action for you. Camry kids. There's a cartoon in that. Camry kids got to enjoy electric windows. They also got to enjoy a really cool cup holder. So cup holders TV, if you're watching, look at that. That's like Dame Edna Everage specs or Elton John specs. Again, my mind's working strange things today. It should just go in automatically. Yes, it does. Big pockets. So I've still got the history and everything in those pockets at the moment. I called that a cubby in the last video. It's a centre armrest. Why on earth did I call it cubby? Oh, just something I've just noticed. Either that's really faded or that's been replaced. I can't believe it was faded to that extent. I think that's been replaced. Maybe it hasn't. Maybe that's because that's the central. Oh, I don't know. Because it's central, it might be different. I wouldn't be. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's weirdly, I've said weirdly again. That's another £1 in the swear jar. These are Citroen mats, so I'll be nicking these. I'll be nicking these for one of my Citroens. Probably the. I said it again. Probably for the Zara. Moving around to the boot. I said that time. So there's no. You have to use the key to release the boot unless you use a switch inside. Just to let you know that I have got a V6. That's important. A V6. So twist that. And inside there's a football. A Yokohama pen. And it does leak. So I'll be going through the drainage holes, which I've been doing on the Safran for the last couple of days. I'll be going through the drainage holes to find out where it's leaking. And something you don't get in modern cars, with something that is fantastic. I got a Snoopy sunbrake. I can't believe I'm so lucky to have a $3.99 windscreen sunshade, which is suitable for all cars, vans, etc. It helps keep the cockpit cool, protects the interior from the sun's rays, simple to fit, which we'll test on a later date. Oh, there's water coming in there. Anyway, that's another story. And it's from Brentford, Middlesex, the best football team. If you are American, they are the world's best football team. Best soccer team, sorry. So one day, we should put this up. Look at that. Sunbreak. So just closing the boot up, you can see, I'm just going to take the keys out. It's the last one of my pet haste, leaving the keys in and then slamming it down. Oh, by the way, Top Gear driver's guard, that's almost an antique. Shutting the boot down, you can see a bit of condensation in the rear glass there. So I will be checking out, the cabin is dry. It's purely the boot. Cosmetically, not perfect. If you notice this lacquer's gone. So that lacquer will need to be, well, I don't know, I'm just going to leave it. I'm thinking about taking the tow bar off though. Although it's a good rear parking sensor, I do think I should take it off to give it that Americanized saloon car look. I am going to have to, I think an MOT is going to tell me to replace these at some point, so I'll be looking for the original pre-2001 font plates. I'm going to say scrolling down the side, although you tend to do, the diamond cut 15-inch alloys are looking less diamond cut, and well, clearly diamonds aren't forever when it comes to the Camry wheels. And the tyres are awful, both in terms of quality and age. So they're being replaced. I've got a set of Continentals on order, splashing out on the real stuff. I don't think I'm going to do much with those wheels. It's going to cost about 100 quid a wheel to do, so I doubt I'll be doing that. Maybe one day. Let's see how the MOT goes first. Pretty good down this side. Again, that front wheel's lost its lacquer, but it's in good. Oh, no, it's not too bad actually. It's in pretty good nick. Bit of paint weirdness going on there. Definite paint weirdness going on there and there. So it's not perfect. Front fogs, which won't be yellow on this one, Ben Hooper. I'm not going to paint these ones yellow. I don't think it would need it. I think they're fine as they are. A bit of condensation in the glass and the headlights, so maybe look out for a set of headlights, which will probably be about a pound on eBay in America because they're probably as common as muck. And lots of condensation in that one. The big issue, the really annoying issue, is this. Big rust on the bottom of the door. It's the only part of the car that's rusty, and I was talking to Jim, and do you know why it is? It's because when the car, well, just after he bought it, so going back 18 years, nearly 19 years, someone reversed into it. I think he said trailer, it might have just been a car. Reversed into this side. So this entire side has been resprayed. And although the paint's a good match, the paint's actually a really good job. They didn't finish it properly because I'm guessing that's why the rust has come back. And you can see there's lacquer peel on the roof as well. But I am going to get that sorted out. I reckon that'll be a couple of £100 to do properly. That needs to be done ASAP. Oh, mud flaps as well, by the way, on the V6. They were standard fit on this, but not on the 2.2. Did I mention the 2.2 Sport? No, probably a good time to mention that. Again, Americans will find this hard to believe. As I said, UK buyers didn't warm to the Camry, never did. So in a desperate attempt to make it more appealing to a wider audience, Toyota GB released the Camry Sport, which initially was based on the 2.2 litre version rather than the 3 litre, although the 3 litre version did get the Sport treatment later. What it basically was it had a body kit, a really tasteful body kit. It's a really good looking car actually. Rear spoiler, bigger alloys and Connolly leather inside. It looked the business. So that was their attempt to kind of give it a more sporting appeal. The problem is it was a little bit like giving running shoes, sneakers, to your uncle and telling him to run the Olympics. It just wasn't going to work. So it never really sort of caught on. I seem to remember, is there a golfing magazine called Today's Golfer or Golfing World or I Love Golf or whatever, Golf's for Us? And I'm pretty sure Toyota gave one away in a golfing competition. That's how desperate it became. But no, 2004, I believe, the Camry disappeared from the UK completely and never came back until this year when they relaunched the hybrid, which came back with the Corolla. Maybe I should do a twin test if there's any interest in the new year. So yeah, that's my introduction to the Camry. Dreams can come true if you've got very low aspirations, as I have. Americans, if you're watching, tell me what you think of your Camrys. To the rest of the people in the UK, here's something you may not have seen before, but I could get really childish excited about this car because I absolutely love driving it, and it is so quick. And the engine is the two best things about this car: engine and the interior. The engine is brilliant. It pulls. The power delivery is so linear, so smooth, and obvious cliche, it pulls like a train. So I had to go there. But also the interior. I adore this interior. I have very strange tastes. Oh, there you go. There's a Citroen mat. But look, underneath, the original Camry mat. So exciting. So this is it. This is the car in its current form. Next video will be possibly post-clean, or here's everything that's wrong with the Camry. Oh, by the way, I also forgot to mention that the chap who owned it gave me some touch-up paint, which is always lovely. And I did get the spare keys as well, the original, well, look at that. The original set of spare keys. So yeah, welcome to the Camry, welcome to Machine, as Pink Floyd might say. And all that's left for me to say now is a Happy New Year. And seriously, and thank you ever so much for all the comments on the Safran. That wasn't the Safran. That wasn't someone reversing into the Safran. Funny enough, I don't live in a railway station. So thank you for all the comments on the Safran video and also the 406 Coupe video, because they're still coming through as well. Oh, look, there's something for a retro motorhome over there, just noticed. But yeah, thank you ever so much. It means a lot, and it means that the videos will keep coming in the new year. I know they're amateurish, I know they're sort of unscripted and off the cuff, but hey, that's how I work. If you'd like to see any videos on anything in particular, let me know. In the meantime, as Abba would say, Happy New Year.